Everybody thinks content is all about luck, but it is actually predictable luck. And the reason why I say predictable is because I am able to predict exactly how my content is going to perform every single time before I post any video. The reason why I'm able to pull all of this off is because I track everything within my content ecosystem. From ideas to even DMs, everything is tracked within my content ecosystem. So I'm going to break down exactly everything in this video. Predictable luck is how your content ecosystem function. Predictability. And the way you get predictability is through data. Most business owners do not do this. They do not understand the importance of data and how important it is to actually make it happen. Because in business, we all know this, right? Your inputs, the let's just say you put in x units of inputs. X unit of input does not equal to x unit of output. There is no direct system inside of any business. The business does not function in a sense that anything you put in, you get an equal amount back. Never ever does it work like that. But the most biggest problem every single founder or business owner faces whenever they're posting content is that they believe their ecosystem, their content is going to work like this. That every single time they post some sort of a video, some piece of content, an Instagram reel, an Instagram story, a YouTube video, everything is going to get an output. That is what they believe, but that is absolutely flawed. That's not how things work. The only time this is possible is when you're actually able to determine what is the main entry point. Let me explain. Your content should act like a pipe. So I want you to understand this, right? Whatever niche you're in, let's just say you are in the realtor niche. Okay? Whatever niche you're in, I want you to understand this. Your niche works like a pipeline. And every single time any lead comes in, they're coming in through this part of the pipe and coming out of this tap. And so in your niche, this becomes your initial touch point. This is your, you know, your first initial stage, the current stage that your leads are in, and then the final stage becomes this. And so your niche functions through this pipe. But the problem here is that the pipe, due to always facing all of this water, going to have leaks. Your job is to fill these leaks. But here's the big issue. What most people do is that they look at what the top creators are doing in their space. They look at the most popular videos in their space. Oh, my most popular video, it's fixing this leak. Let me also make a video fixing an already fixed leak. Do you see how that makes zero sense? It's like going to a doctor. Like you're going to a doctor, you have like, you bruise your hand, for example. You get the fucking band-aid on your hand. And then the next time you just walk by the doctor is telling you like, yo, take this band-aid, bro. You need this band-aid. You don't actually need the band-aid. Most creators make content like this. There are holes inside of this pipeline in your niche that nobody in your niche is talking about because everybody functions like this. It's monkey see, monkey do behavior, human behavior. Everybody's doing what works. And because of that, you have a big advantage of actually focusing on things that your niche is not focusing on. Because once you understand this framework, it'll make it very, very easy for you to do anything. The reason why I'm able to predictably get content performing in my own ecosystem is because I have data points for every part of this system. I have data over every part of content that I post. And because of that, I have big leverage. Now, most people come up to me and ask me, Rohit, okay, you're telling me to, track content, track the data. What the fuck do I track? Well, it's very simple. You do not track your own data. You need to understand this. Markets increase in sophistication with due time. So, what worked in like 2019 will not work for you now. This is what I need you to understand. What worked before won't work for you now. So, before you even track anything, you need to understand what the market wants. Most people don't do this. Most people will watch a YouTube growth video by all of these gurus, and they'll watch like a YouTube growth video talking about, okay, you need to do this action, copy what works, guys. So they just look at the most popular video, find out what is the trending thing, and make the content about that. They get like 20 views. They are fucking upset. What happened? You need to understand that the way you function, you have to look at it from a lens, right? Think of a convex lens. A convex lens has one job. It does this. It diverges, right? A convex lens diverges. A concave lens, however, converges. You need to have your content converge. The way you do that is by tracking your competitors. If I just show you this Miro reel, this Miro board right over here, I tracked out my entire competitor from start to end, broke down exactly his entire funnel, exactly the content strategy, exactly what works. And guess what? Worked for me. Because what people want is solutions. People want solutions to their problems. The way you provide that solution is by understanding what the market already has. Your first step is to track out exactly what your niche wants. From the literal, you need to track like everything, like their posting schedule, their music, their content ideas, the pain point that it solves, the way they're using the language, what is the tone of their content, what is the hook, what are the visuals. Every part of this system must be tracked. And I'll show you all the trackers in a second. You run up this system, track everything, and do this for 3 to 5 people in your space. Once you do it for 3 to 5 people, you'll find trends. You take that data, you take this data, you create it into a CSV format, feed it into ChatGPT, find out the common trends and ways that you can position yourself. Once you do that, then you actually move on to tracking your own data. Let me just show you my own trackers so that you can basically just see what I mean by this. This is my Instagram Reels tracker. Now, this Instagram Reels tracker tracks every part of my Instagram content. So, from here, I was able to deduce within a week of posting what actually causes viral content. Non follower engagement percentage should be greater than follower percentage engagement, which is directly going to lead to more views. That's just how it works. So now I know exactly the next time I post content, I need to optimize for non follower engagement percentage. That's it. I know what I need to optimize for. You track every part of the reel, from the hook, the caption, every part of it, even the music. Once everything is tracked, you can actually find out things that are like trends. So you're able to now predictably create systems which is actually going to give you results. You predictably create these systems. This is the Instagram tracker. Now you need to have one more tracker, which is your YouTube tracker. The YouTube tracker is very important because this tracker, I've just created this as a simple template for you to see. This tracker's main goal is to track the 24-hour data and the 7 days data. You want to track your YouTube videos first 24 hours and the next 7 days of posting the reel. The reason you want to do that is because you need to understand how viewer engagement works. You need to understand the trends in viewer engagement. Because the first 1 hour of posting your content is very, very important because that is what's going to determine how well it's going to do. You need to have, I cannot emphasize this enough, you need to track your data. Create a spreadsheet right now with date, title, description, views, impressions, CTR, watch time, average retention percentage, likes, comments, hook. So you're able to literally find out exactly where your content is lacking. What are the loopholes? You take all of this data for 24 hours and 7 days. You go into N8N, and inside of N8N, you build out the AI content ecosystem. This is a simple ecosystem that you can build for your own business, which is basically going to give you predictable ways to actually, you know, actually get content. So I'll just explain this, right? So I have this little workflow that I use, which helps me come up with ideas very predictably So whenever I hit execute workflow, this AI agent has access to this little system prompt right over here, which basically gives it instructions on how to use my knowledge base. It creates ideas for me, gives it to me, so I can actually execute on these ideas. Now, let me just show you the data, the knowledge base behind the actual system. This is very important to understand. Everything is built up on a vector database so that AI can actually efficiently look at this and actually understand what it needs. Inside of this, as you can see, have 779 record counts of data. All of this is data for me to track. The data based on my tracking, data based on my company, my offer, and everything in between. And since I've talked about offer, I'll quickly pitch you my insane service that if you're an agency owner or coach who wants to install the system, you can click the first link in the description. All of this plus all psychology trainings that you could possibly want to have, everything is inside of this little system. Let me just show you some of this insane data that nobody else will actually talk about. Everything inside of you, as you can see, is data to be trained on. You can see how in depth it is. And literal psychology papers, psychology studies, breakthroughs in human behavior, everything is meticulously understood and feeded into this AI system. And then this AI system consistently pushes out all of the content that I need so I can come up with video ideas. This video right over here was something that AI came up with itself. This is the AI content ecosystem. In the next week, I'm going to break this down exactly how it works and how to build this. So if you want to have access to that, if you want me to make that video, just comment it down below. If you're an agency owner or coach, just click the first link in the description to check out how the AI content ecosystem can actually impact your business, and make sure to track every part of your business because you owe it to yourself. Don't sacrifice the future self for the pleasure today.